everybody, it's me, Teresa Perrin. I just wanted to give you an update on BBIG because, as everyone I'm sure is aware, the earnings reports were due today. And, well, once again, BBIG gave a big FU to retail investors because they are not putting them out today. In fact, they got an extension, which will go over the filing, as well as where BBIG stands in this video. Please remember that nothing I say is financial advice, and always do your own DD. You could smash that like button for me. I'd greatly appreciate it. Thank you. Well, the bad news is mostly for those who may have had options for this week, as they did get an extension from the NASDAQ to have until February 13th in order to file their quarterly reports on Form 10-Q for the quarters ending June 30th, 2022 and September 30th, 2022. Guys, I can't tell you enough how bad it is to play options in BBIG because it seems like they do this every single opportunity that they get. And I don't know whether it's intentional at this point or whether they're just incompetent, but it's downright scary to be perfectly honest with you. And I don't know, guys, it just keeps going from bad to worse, in my opinion. At any rate, the average volume is normally 7.03 million, and today it was 8.88 million. The free float is 176.35 million, so there's quite a few shares that exist out there. We are showing a strong bullish signal and a short and medium term move to the upside despite today's price action. As many of you are aware, after hours it dumped all the way down to 60 cents, and currently it has bounced some, and at time of recording is sitting at 67 cents. So it ways away from where we closed the day at, but honestly not surprised given the situation. Now, I feel like I'm going to rant for just a second. I feel like they give shorts every single opportunity they can to screw over retail. I really do, because the short interest is much their own fault because they can't seem to get things together, guys. And I don't know what to say, but maybe people should consider a hedge with puts. Just a thought. Do what you want with it. I'm not saying something horrible about stocks that I know many of you love, and there's a lot of good people in BBIG, and my heart goes out to you guys. I mean, it's just one thing after another, honest to goodness. And I took a small position hoping that things were going to recover, knowing the risk I took, but even still, guys, I got it at the bottom, and I still feel like, are you kidding me? I had a gut instinct today that I probably should have sold it and wish I did, but once again, let's see what happens on the 13th. However, I would advise you, if you are playing options on this, do not buy anything short term. In fact, I would advise against them altogether at this point, as far as calls go, because who knows if they're going to delay it again. And if the NASDAQ gives them that extension. Quite frankly, in the situation they're in, I'm very surprised they got it to begin with. Now, currently, the short interest is showing 16.44% with 4.72 days to cover. And guys, please remember to take everything shown in Fintel and Ortex with a grain of salt because the information's only as good as what's reported, and it's often behind. There are now 1 million shares available for them to borrow. You can see that they took advantage of the opportunity to drop the price and probably returned quite a few shorts in the after hours because there was 150,000 shares available at close, and then boom, after that dump there's suddenly 1 million. So clearly people returned their shares, making a very nice profit today. The cost to borrow in this is relatively cheap at 8.05%. And you can see the data is not out for today. This is interesting. I'm noticing more and more that Fintel's data is not coming out so the next day or after hours, like completely when market is closed, which is very strange because that never used to happen. At least I never noticed it unless maybe it's on certain tickers. But anyways, the short volume ratio for the last 2 weeks has been between 43 and 57%. Pretty much almost every day, guys. It's half the shares that are being traded are in the dark pool. So that's why the price moves very little. And on the 13th, you can see that they closed off the month with 14,871 failure to delivers at a price of 54 cents. So my guess is they probably most likely covered these by now and certainly did by today. However, something to keep an eye on. Maybe these will start inching up more in the future. I doubt right now. I think you're going to get a lot of angry people that are actually selling their shares at this point. I know that there's been a lot of talk in the community about that. So we'll see if they actually do it or whether they're just saying it. I'm not sure. But something to keep an eye on if you start to notice the price dropping even more after that initial drop. Because remember, that initial drop was most likely a short attack that they quickly covered based on obviously a given opportunity. And I feel like they knew this yesterday when you saw the price rising. And the price probably was elevated in order to trap people in options. That's my thought process on it. I was kind of thinking it was a trap and said, I thought about it because somebody I follow said that they were going to buy a bunch of options. And the more I thought about it, I said, maybe I'll do it. I'm like, God, no, I know the stock. So glad I went against it. I did have some far out in March, and I actually sold those today for a 10% gain, because why hold them knowing that things were not looking good towards the end of the day. So I'm glad I made that decision. But anyways, today's off exchange and dark pool volume was 12 million shares, which is 73.33% of today's total volume. Guys, that's insane. So clearly they drove the price down after running it yesterday. Most likely they knew this was going to happen. Like I said, somebody always knows something, and I strongly believe that when they file things, somebody tells somebody, even though they're not supposed to. And you can tell that in the price action. It's very common that you see that, and I'm sorry that it happens. It's horrible, and I don't really know what retail can do about it, but it's clear what's going on here, guys. And once again, retail takes the brunt of it. So for all of you in this play, I'm so sorry. If you're not in this play, I'd strongly advise you to stay away from it at this point. The company really has been nothing but a disaster for the past year and a half, unfortunately. Just one thing after another. Can they eventually turn themselves around? I'm not sure, guys. I have to be really completely honest with you. This is one of those stocks you may want to just start playing the runs in. And I know that's hard to hear. I tried to tell people several months ago when I saw the light. I think there's a lot of opportunity, but unfortunately, I think that management is not really the best, to be honest. And I think that there's just a lot of problems related to it. And, guys, I wish everybody in this play the best of luck. I hope you guys get something out of it. My God, I know you all deserve it for everything you've been through. But things just don't look very good, if I'm being completely honest. It's just one thing after another, and things like this are inexcusable. Anyways, have a great day.